Hey team, happy Saturday. It has been another very busy full week for me. And even, earlier today I've already managed to get in 9 holes of golf. But tonight, I had the rest of the afternoon and we are gonna relax. Now, obviously my version of relaxing also includes me really taking my time and making myself like a really nice dinner. Whereas some people would be like, Elisa, just get fucking takeout. I don't feel like it. You're probably wondering as well, Elisa, your eyes are a little watery. You feeling okay? It's okay. I was just cutting some onions. And that's not an excuse. I was literally just cutting onions. And so you're probably wondering, what am I making? Well, tonight, we're going to be making a Mexican-inspired chicken stew. I was going to try to make either like a Guinness stew or like a beef bourguignon, but those need like 2 to 3 hours to cook. And I'm not gonna lie, I also just woke up from a nap, so that killed like the 2 hours of cook time that I needed. So this one is gonna be much faster, but just as delicious. And my cooking music for today. So on Monday, I'm gonna go see Chance Pena at History. Not a lot of people know who he is. He's still a little bit undiscovered and he's so good. I actually won, because I never win things. I won a contest from Sony Music to get 2 free tickets and his latest vinyl. So we are going to be listening to this today. Now, the great thing about this recipe is that essentially it's a one pot. So I've got my Dutch oven here. And first thing we're going to do with a little bit of oil in the pan, we are going to throw in our onions and our banana peppers. Usually, typically, obviously Mexican cooking, you would use like a chipotle or a jalapeno. But my dad got me some super fresh banana peppers from his garden. They are probably going to be very spicy because I also touched my face and it's starting to burn a little bit because I did not wear gloves or anything. Very unwise. But it's going to be good. Now, to this pot, we are going to give just a quick sear on our chicken breast. So this is just boneless, skinless chicken breast. We're going to put this in first. But we'll actually, when we add everything else in, the broth and the tomatoes, we're going to leave them in like this and make sure that they're covered and simmering for the full 20 minutes whole. And then we can take them out and give them a good shred. Oh no, now my fingers are all chickeny. Okay, I've given my phone a little wipe. So here as well, we want to start adding in some of our flavors. So obviously, we've got some salt, pepper, and then we're gonna go in basically with all of the classic Mexican flavors. So cumin. And this is where you're also gonna get a bit of differentiation between one recipe to another, is essentially the ratios in either the spices and everything else that you're adding. Garlic powder. Personally, especially when I'm making chili or things like that, maybe I bump up the cayenne and I add a lot of chili powder. But I also really like cumin, so I tend to go heavy on that as well. But you don't have to. It's your stew. So then adding also in chili powder. I don't know why I've said that twice now. Chili powder, and lots of it. Cayenne. I'm not gonna add too much of this because again, I'm a little bit scared of those banana peppers, so just a nice little dusting. Because again, this is just the first layer of seasoning that you're adding in. As you add in the broth and the tomatoes and make it a fuller stew, readjust as you go. Because it's possible that, you need more of one, less of another. And paprika, which I'm almost out of. So now to this, we're gonna add in our tomatoes and our stock. Now remember, your chicken's not gonna be cooked at this point. That's fine, because it's gonna cook in the simmering sauce. So We've got some chopped tomatoes, but then I also have a few frozen tomatoes. I didn't want them to go bad while I was going on vacation, so I threw them in the freezer. And I think this will be kind of the perfect chance to use them because, again, I don't necessarily want these tomatoes to be super firm or going in a salad, which isn't good when they're coming out of the freezer again, but they'll be perfect to add just the amount of texture and, sauciness to this. So we want to add enough stock to completely cover. So this is kind of the rest of this one, which I luckily already had in the fridge. And a new one. So it's about 6 cups or so of stock. We are going to let this beautifully simmer with a couple of bay leaves in here as well. And we're gonna let that simmer, and then we are actually gonna add in some black beans and corn a little bit to the end of the stewing. But otherwise, let her sit. All right, it's been about 15 minutes, and this smells amazing. We're gonna give it another 5 or so, but I wanted to, at this point, add in a tin of black beans. Just get those all nice and warmed up. And a couple of cobs worth of fresh corn. Just to round everything out, give it a lot of nice texture. You don't have to add in the beans and the corn, actually. But I'm just finding that I want a little bit more substance. But you could leave it 100% kind of just brothy as is. I'm also taking the chance right now to squish up the frozen tomatoes now that they're cooked through. I'm also going to let it simmer more with the lid off. It's quite soupy right now. So by leaving the lid off, I'm gonna give it a chance to reduce by more and boil off a lot of the extra liquid. Okay team, so we took out the chicken, shredded it, and added it back into the pot. Now, traditionally, I didn't realize, I think this is actually a bit more of a soupier type stew. It's okay if the sauce is actually a little bit loose, but oh my God, this thing smells so good. So we are just going to ladle some out for ourselves. You can serve this over rice. You can serve this just as a bowl on its own. That's how I'm gonna be eating it because I forgot the extra accoutrements, but I didn't forget the toppings. Can we just talk about how amazing this looks? Finishing this off, sour cream all the way around it. Cilantro. I am a big fan, so we are covering this. And some fresh sliced avocado. Now, does this not look like it came right out of a restaurant? I'm very excited. It's gonna be so good. This is what I do to relax, guys. Have a great weekend.